Hello folks, it's Phil. It's Sunday, August 31st, 11:53 a.m. and fixing to be high noon. And what we're having is we're going to have us a breakfast meal. Believe it or not, that's toasted. Doesn't look it, but it is. And I'll just talk. Tell you where I've been, what's been going on. Nothing earth shaking. Between being sick on starting at the last week of July and the first two weeks of August, man, that put me under. Let me flip this around real quick. I gotta put this screen around so you can see what I'm broadcasting here, what I'm recording here. Here we go. But that knocked me up, knocked me for a loop. And right about the time I got sick, my boss had to go take care of something for his family. He had to go all the way out to Colorado with his wife to take care of some personal business that they had concerning her deceased mother. And that took them 3 weeks. So we were in the midst of being sick, in the midst of working our butt off, but we got through it. And we're very grateful to God for his help in that. But this thing this is the second time I got this nonsense, which is, I'll tell you in a minute. Let me finish this cooking this food up. But if you're wondering, what I'm going to have today is grits, 4 eggs, and bacon, and 4 pieces of toast. This is grits. This is a new kind of grits. This is, I'll show you to you in a minute. I got these grits from a little country store, actually a peanut store on Route 460 coming out of Suffolk, Virginia. These are not Quaker grits. And they have a different taste. Tastes good though. I have this water in that. Whenever you cook grits, you must always put water when you cook the grits in, or it'd be like taking plaster off of concrete. The grits very adhesive. This coffee right here is 8 o'clock coffee. Pretty good. It's not great, not this, not that. It's just good old coffee. turn this off. All right, and I want some of my tea. Dang it. Got my good old home tea in this scruffy looking pitcher. And, you know, always, Deer Park water. Let me show you these grits before I eat these up. These are water ground style moss white grits from the Buffalo Milling Company of Cottrell, North Carolina. There's a 2-pound container. As you can see, it costs $4.09. It's very interesting, the difference of the way that this tastes than the regular grits. It's got more body, it's got more flavor. I almost don't need to put any, usually I'm putting butter in everything, but I don't really need butter in that. Well, hello. Sorry I ain't been posting, but like I said, if I don't have something to post, I won't post. Now, I had a meal from last week from a place called Vinny's Pizza, and it was one of the best pizzas I've had in a long time, specifically because the crust was very high quality. The ingredients on top were too, but the crust was amazing. And I hadn't posted it. I've been in kind of a funk. I mean, kind of out of sorts a little bit here. But we're getting back to it. I went to my stupid place last night. Went to Charlestown last night. You know you have a gambling problem when you have $1,250 on a ticket out of a machine. You have $300 in your pocket, and you don't leave with any money about 4 hours later. So I need to stop going up there. But what's done is done. You can't cry about spilt milk, you know? So, this is Nature's Promise Organic Creamer for this coffee, because this is actually sweetened with natural vanilla. This is really good, and it's really sweet, so you don't really need a whole lot of it. So I just pour a little bit in there. Don't need a lot of it. I don't need butter in my coffee either. That's alright. Get over it. See? Alrighty. Nothing spectacular here, just a regular old breakfast. This is a pound bacon. I cut my bacon in half, so no long pieces, but it's so much easier to cook when you have a small piece like that. Anyway, so we're gonna put this over here. First off, let me say this. Let me do a little prayer. I'm gonna do a little prayer. Lord in heaven, we thank you for your presence in our lives every day. We ask your forgiveness and being stupid like we are every day. We ask for your guidance, a slap on the back of my head, and the push in the back to go get stuff done instead of going to places we know we shouldn't go. Most of all, we thank you, Lord, for your blessings and your presence in our life and our guidance. We ask your forgiveness, your guidance, your glory every day, and we thank you for all this food we're eating. So many places in the world people are going hungry, but not here. And we thank you, God, for this for every day. We're going to have an amen. All right. So I got to put some butter on this toast. What's toast without butter? This toast is Meyer Italian bread. I don't normally eat it, but I just had a burr. This is seeded Myers. Myers? Yeah, Myers. Myers seeded Italian bread. It was on sale. It was like buy one, get one free. And I want to make some cheese sandwiches. But boy, oh boy. I paid a price for those, which is no good. This is good old McCormick black pepper, which I live on this stuff. I got so mad at myself about the middle of last week. I ran out of my last can of this stuff. And I went down to the Giant. I said, you know, I'm gonna get me some of this. Excuse me, folks, got living this. I said I'm gonna get myself some of that because that's a staple. And the same with salt. So salt, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and oh yeah, butter. Keep butter in the toast. But anyway, so got sick at the end of July. That went on for 3 weeks. 3 weeks of choking. It was no fun. And the first week was the worst week, as it always is. But the good thing was this lasted a week less long as the last time I got sick. But boy, oh boy, man, whatever this is, it attacks your breathing, but it also attacks your insides, like your stomach and your digestion. So, I've been going round and round with meals. I've been getting all kinds of bad meals in and go out. I'm just to the point where I'm about to buy me a bunch of whole wheat bread and some lunch meat and just make my own damn food during the day. Because I can't buy food. And first off, every meal I buy is $15. Every meal. And it's subpar. I'm like going, dude, if you're gonna charge me $15, at least give me real beef, you know? Anyway. So we got over that sickness and my boss took care of what he had to take care of, and I had wonderful people I was working with who were assisting me remotely from where they were working in the company. And he got back, and boy, oh boy, I don't know how this guy does it. He is amazing. He's just amazing. That is some good stuff. Now, grits is a thing that's like eating crabs. Either you like them or you don't. And if you didn't grow up eating grits, you probably won't like them. Now these grits are a little bit stiff, which I actually prefer that. I don't want them mushy. I don't want them runny, you know. Now one thing I will say about usually when I eat grits, my insides feel a lot better. I don't know what's going on with that, but so he got back from Colorado, and we've just been working. We've been working our asses off every day at work. Now what we do is not that complicated, but we do run into special conditions. I just had to work on 2 300-pound tables. They are standing height tables, and they were, I want to say, 12 foot long by 4 foot deep. We had to tip them over. I had to take the insides of the side panels off. I had to tighten the bolts in it. I took the bolts out and I put some Loctite on the bolts and I tightened them back up. And we put the side panels on properly because the last installation company didn't do that. And we had to flip these 300-pound tables over. And my boss, God bless him, he could barely breathe. But the guy's like a workhorse. He helped me flip them tables over. We got them tables flipped over on their top, which wasn't hard. It wasn't hard flipping them over on their top because all the weight is on that long piece of laminate that's on the top. with the steel frame that's under it. The hard part was getting them up off the ground and tip back up on the side panels. And but we got that done. And the tables were way sturdier because they were built right. So stuff like that. But when I get home, this is I'm gonna say this. I don't want to insult any women, but this is kind of a man thing. When you going 100% at work, all you want to do when you get home, think about it as a transmission. Say you're in 5th gear and you got the pedal floored all day long. Man gets home, all he wants to do is kick it back in neutral, take his foot off the throttle, and turn off the engine. And that's what I've been doing. And I did have a hallucination that I was going to be a winner at slots, which I was. And then I didn't bring it home. But, you know. Every piece perfectly cooked. So, you know what day it is? Last day of the month. And for me, you know what that means? It means I won't be eating for 7 days. I hope. But we'll see. Those are some good grits. These have so much more body. These grits have so much more body than Quaker Oats quick grits. They're thicker. They have more corn flavor. They actually have a butter flavor to them without no butter put into them. And I always thought that cooking grits like this would take like a half. The instructions even say it takes a half an hour. It don't take no half an hour. It took me about 15 minutes. And I cut the recipe that's on the back of this in half. It says 3/4 a cup of grits, 3 cups of water. So I went 1.5 cups of water and 3/8 of a cup of grits. And I put a little bit of butter and a little bit of salt in it. And I boil that stuff up. And the important thing is about grits is the important thing is you really don't want to have a bunch of grits left over, because grits are good when they're made. Now you can add some water and you can heat it up and you can stir it around, but it's just not the same. So I got in about 3 o'clock this morning. I'm professionally burnt out right now. One of the most exhausting things you can ever do in your life is gamble. And to think you're good at it, and to think you have a system, and to think you can always be the winner. It's exhausting. We have a $1 billion lottery in Virginia right now. It's a multi-state lottery. There'll probably be one in New Jersey. I'm always amazed how it's New York and New Jersey where the big lotteries are won, but that's the way it normally is. I bought one ticket, but honestly, winning $1 billion becomes a noose around your neck. Because you become the most targeted human being on the face of the planet. I'm gonna make sure I got the stove is. Oh, fuck no. God darn it. Well, that was a mistake. Whoops. Yeah. This is about my 100% meal. This is my 100% meal. This is the meal that 100% of the time I can make this meal, I can eat this meal, and it'll make me feel better. Because there's nothing in this that my body can't handle. So that's why I made this. Fast starts tomorrow. I mean, 1st through the 7th. We'll see. This thing with the congestion, this whatever this is, you get congestion, you get stuff running down your throat, then you get, this gets sore, your back of your throat gets sore, and then you get the congestion in your lungs. Never got a fever. Very strange. But this is some vicious stuff. I mean, I could definitely see if somebody was apt to panic or already had health problems, that this would be a health emergency. Good coffee. But all things considered, we're doing okay. I apologize for not posting, but like I said, if I work a 12-hour day, which a lot of days I'm working a 12-hour day, when you consider the drive down and the drive home, and when I kick it out at home, I literally, starting with the end of July to about, well, I actually did it this week, but I will come home, get Prissy fed, I will relax and go to sleep, and then I'll wake up 3 hours, 4 hours later, and it'll be 12 o'clock, and I know I gotta watch it because I get digging and stuff. I won't go to sleep till 2 in the morning, so I do what I gotta do as far as restroom breaks and all that, and if she needs to be fed again, I'll feed her, and I go back to bed. So I've been doing a lot of sleeping, and a lot of getting behind on house chores. And that's not acceptable. But I think if I had a theme about this video, it's moving forward. Don't let your past determine who you are. Step into the future and say, okay, but just not do that no more. You know you win $1 billion, but you don't win $1 billion. The government wins $700 million of that money. That $300 million is wonderful, don't get me wrong, but 2/3 of it goes to the government. This is hitting a damn spot. So I hope y'all been doing okay. Sometimes you just gotta knuckle down and turn off the YouTube and just stick your nose into work and stick your nose into what you're doing every day and just try to keep on getting up. Bacon is like a little piece of heaven. A few bites of heaven. Mmm. Woo! So it's been a little bit of a rough month, but we're heading into another month, so hopefully it won't be as rough as the last one was. I already feel better than I did last week of July. I'm still holding a little bit of congestion, but all things considered, I'm okay. This meal was excellent. It always is. And I'm going to say I'm done, but before tonight, and I gotta eat this before 9 o'clock tonight too, daggone it. So by 8 o'clock I'll pull this back out and have my last meal. But this is really, really good. That bacon I'll put in a bag. I won't eat all that bacon. I probably have about half of it left over. I'll put it in a bag, put it in the refrigerator. It'll hold for a week. But this was delicious. I just wanted to shoot the video out, show people it's still around. I apologize for not posting that last video. I got it. The weirdness of making a video on an iPhone for me is that Microsoft wants to charge me 99 cents for a line of code, so my computer will translate the iPhone video into Microsoft language. But if I download it off my iCloud onto my computer, it'll do it for free. But that shows you just how little motivation I've had to do anything but just go to work and come home and go to sleep. Literally. I mean, and pay bills. That's it. That's pretty much where we've been at. I'll get out of this funk. but I think it's attributed to Einstein. Says the insanity of doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. I think me and gambling need to shake hands and bid each other farewell. I've said it on this channel over and over again. Yeah. I mean, but you always have, that's the scary part about a gambler, always has a belief. They always have a belief that the next time I gamble, man, I'm going to hit it. And that's where you wind up in the street, or you wind up bankrupt, or you wind up in worse places. The blessing for me is, a lot of gamblers, they get into high stress situations, they start using drugs, or they start drinking. Well, God's taking care of that for me, because I can't do any drugs, and I can barely drink a beer. Because, man, I'll tell you what, if you get insides, your stomach and your insides go crazy, and you live with that for months or even years, you don't ever want to walk down that road again. And anything that you do that makes that happen, that feeling happen, it's like an all over body reaction. It says, ooh, no, we're not going down that road again, So I just got to get used to working, and which I already used to working, but I just got to used to get working and working at the house and doing my chores and stop living in this fantasy land where some magic money is going to come out of the air and everything's going to get better. Because for me, the adage is very true that money that's won is not money that's appreciated, but money that's earned is money that's valued. And it's like like something your grandpa would tell you. But it's the truth. If you work for that money, it's the same thing with, like, if you have a kid and you buy them a car that they don't have to put any of their money into. And they take it out and crash it up. And then you buy them another car and they go crash that car up. But if they go and work at a restaurant, washing dishes for a year and save up their money, and then you kick in a little bit of money, they appreciate that car so much more. So I don't know where that all came from. But anyway, this was very delicious. Now I'm going to take a few more nips of this off camera, but I think the video's done. I appreciate you folks viewing, and I do have to get, and I say this every video, I got to get back on my exercises. Those two 300-pound tables that we flipped over and we flipped back over, I was scared to death because I hadn't been doing my exercises, and I did not want to rip out a hernia or rip out my stomach. And thanks to my boss, we got that. They're monstrosities. We got those monstrosities flipped over, we got them fixed, and we've got them flipped back over. But I do got exercise. Anyway, I'm pretty tired. Sorry I'm not more perky, but I'm going to go ahead and get this all stored in a bowl and save it for tonight around 7:30, 8 o'clock, and then tomorrow we start the fast. As I always say, God is always with you. He's with me right now. And if you could see him behind me and you see his body moving from side to side, he's just shaking his head like this. He's shaking his head. I tell you over and over, Philip, you're not supposed to be up there. I tell you, and you still go. Yes, Lord, I know. Hopefully we straighten that out. I came home a different way last night. I changed things up. When I left the truck, I said, you know what? I can go down this road I always went down and go home. Which I know it by heart. I've done it almost in my sleep, driving home. Or I could take this other road that goes down Route 9, almost into Manassas, and then go down home that way. And that's the way I went. So I changed up last night when I left the track. And it's a funny thing about casinos, when they see you're not losing as much money, they cut way down on your bennies, on your card. And it's kind of a good message. It's kind of good, you know, how much we value you, you know. But God's with you if you need His help. He's always with you. He's always next to you. He's next to me right now. And you just ask Him for His help and it'll come. It might not come in the way you think, but it'll come. God bless you, folks. We appreciate you watching the video. I hope you have in America, we have a Labor Day tomorrow. It's a celebration of everyone who works. And I always put mothers and single parents in that because they work their ass off. Mothers and fathers and single parents. That Labor Day is for them too, because it's the work of our hands and the work of our spirits that make this world go round, and we appreciate all y'all doing good works, okay? God bless you, folks, and we will see you on the next video. Hopefully, if not tonight, tomorrow night, it'll be an exercise video. But we start to fast tonight. My intention is to do 7 days. Might not make it, but we're going to see. Anyway, God bless you, folks, and we'll see you next video. Peace.